Hello everybody, Steve here from Appleby Games. Again, it's been a while since I have said hello and continued reading Nigel Nit-Boy by David Walliams, but I've got a little window now. It has been an absolutely frantic week. I promise you, I literally have not had a moment to do any online reading, which is really frustrating, but I've got there now today. It's been a fantastic day, really busy in certain parts, but then there's been little lulls in between, so I've actually had a little bit of a relaxing day compared with many Saturdays. We're on page 72. The chant became louder and louder as the mob grew angrier and angrier. Nigel leaped from his bed and peeked out of his window. Looking down, he saw more and more people rushing out of their houses to join the horde. In a swirling whirl of nets, Nigel changed out of his pajamas to become Nit-Boy. He marched outside and approached the mob. With his Wellington boots on and his cape, which was really one of his mum's old skirts, flapping in the wind, Nit-Boy felt ready to take on the world. His millions of nets had now multiplied into billions, or maybe even trillions. They buzzed around the boy's head, blocking out the scattering of stars in the night sky. And there's a little footnote here. It would be hard to give you an exact number, referring to the billions or perhaps trillions of nits, because nits won't stay still, making counting them impossible. "There he is!" shouted someone. "It's Nit-Boy! Get him!" The mob surged forwards, brandishing their combs. The older lady who had fainted in the market square was holding a large bottle of anti-net shampoo called Net Blitz. On the label it said, "The sworn enemy of the net. This highly toxic and foul-smelling shampoo is poisonous to all known nets. It is guaranteed to kill nets until they're totally and utterly, completely dead." Unable to contain her anger a moment longer, the old lady hurled the bottle at Nigel. It bounced off his hair and hit her on the head, knocking her out cold. The boy still stood his ground. Once again he commanded his nets. "Nets, lift!" The nets swooped downwards to create a hoverboard under their master's feet. Then they lifted him off the ground with laughable ease. The crowd gasped in shock. This supervillain could actually fly. The boy zoomed through the night sky, performing an impressive loop-de-loop before hovering over the mob. "Now go back to your homes or you will feel the full force of Nit-Boy." The townsfolk began muttering to each other dejectedly. They knew they were beaten, yet still no one moved. "Disperse!" Nit-Boy ordered the crowd. But his nets must have thought he was talking to them. Nits are not known for their intelligence. As far as I know, no nit has performed brain surgery or been involved in rocket science. So the nits dispersed, led by Mr. Henderson. They all buzzed off in different directions, disappearing into the sky. Nit-Boy looked down at the people below. He gulped as he began to plummet downwards. He tumbled through the air, desperately flapping his arms. "Help!" And we'll leave it there. That was the end of page 77. We're on page 78 next time for the next exciting chapter and probably the conclusion of Nigel Nit-Boy. I would say definitely the conclusion. Not long to go now. thanks for tuning in. A shout out to my close friend Renee. Renee and I go way back. I actually taught Renee back in my teaching days at Merrin School. She's gone on to great things. She's a graphic designer or training to design things like she's actually even been designing children's book illustrations. So you can look up Renee. I'll try and post a link to Renee's online library of some of her design work. So thanks, Renee, for requesting a shout out. This is my shout out for you, and thank you everybody else for tuning in today. Don't forget to tune in next time when we're on page 78 and we finally end the short story of Nigel Nit-Boy. Catch you guys again later.